democracy is an experiment. How long do you think this experiment will last? And he says it will last as long as the American people are as imbued with the same ideals as our God-fearing founding fathers, with their sense of duty and sacrifice.
The sacrifices made by those before us can never be forgotten, because they, in many cases, gave their lives for something that's greater than oneself. So we have to create this awareness. That's why I'm extremely passionate about the Center for American Values, that has that mission to recognize the sacrifices made by those, to ensure that they're never forgotten. You know, a few years ago, I'll tell you a little bit of a story when Jerry Murphy, one of the other recipients from Pueblo, was on his last few months on this earth. Go visit him with Brad Padula. My good friend Brad, you know him, Brad. We were talking about, after visiting him one day, sitting around talking about what we need to do to recognize those guys. So afterwards, we'd sit around and have a traditional Guinness, Jerry being Irish, and I think the last visit or so, he didn't even know we were there, bless his soul. But we carried on that tradition. After Jerry died, we were meeting a couple of times, and we felt, you know, we got to do something. You know, there's an opportunity to identify something that's greater than oneself. And then this building was available, and it just kind of moved into that direction. So I'm very proud to be a part of it. This center, they say, you know, it was an opportunity, and I think Pueblo was a natural to be the home for the Center for American Values. Because we wanted to do this in the name of Jerry Murphy and Carl Sitter and Bill Crawford, we thought putting the photos of the Medal of Honor recipients would be a good catalyst to bring the students, mainly kids, to talk about the values that people had that created the country.
And then he told me about this Center for American Values, this idea, this concept that he was coming up with honor, integrity, and patriotism.
You know what I like this place about it? First off, they are very patriotic. They honor all the Medal of Honor recipients. They went through hell, but they not get a Medal of Honor for nothing.
And amazing feats that people have done and stood up for, and the things they believed in, and the harsh backgrounds they came from, and the levels of success they've rose to. And it's on every single wall in here. Me being a Medal of Honor recipient, people relate what our mission here is just honoring the military. Well, that's not it at all. But we did want to identify one segment of the population so clear and so powerful, and the portraits of the Medal of Honor recipient does that.
I love my country. I'm unapologetically in love with America. I believe in America.
This place is filled with stories of love and care and compassion, not about hatred and war, but about love.
Places like the Center for American Values, they put this together. They're going to bring that out. the goodness and the American spirit and the patriotism, they're going to bring that out for generations to come. That's why I think it's such a great organization that they have here.
It's been said that the fate of this great nation depends on the character of its people.
Honor, integrity, and patriotism to me all go hand in hand with one another.
When you live a life like that, guess what you're modeling? Not only to those that we celebrate, but those future generations coming desperately seeking something that is authentic and something that's real.
Having honor and integrity and patriotism, it's not just about society, it will make you a better person.
You can carry that into any job, you can carry it into your family, you can carry it into your church, you can carry it into your community, you can carry it into be a Medal of Honor recipient who's speaking to kids.
These words are in every classroom in America, to every child in America.
For the kids, I would always tell them just to have dreams. Because in this country, you can achieve it. The only thing that's going to get in your way is you.
I want to make sure when I go out and talk to these kids that they have to get involved.
Be courageous.
Educate yourself so you can go after your dream.
Get involved. Come to this place like the Center for American Values, and you'll meet some veterans, and you look at what they did, and you say, wow, these people are amazing.
And especially the veterans that are downstairs that I had the honor of shaking hands with, taking pictures with, and got a lot of new friends and a lot more degree of respect.
And it's so wonderful for the children to be able to come here and share their stories. And it's wonderful that you have the recipients here to share their stories while they're still living.
I think the center is awesome in its educational benefit.
The education program that we have with civics, honor, integrity, and patriotism.
Perhaps we have not always lived up to our ideals. But no country has ever written higher ideals to live up to.
Pretty hard. When you lose your friends, and then you turn around and you go down the street and you see a street sign, and you see something that sort of kicks back the memories. And that's why we say, you're never going to be forgotten. No, not as long as I live.
Then I saw people in New York City, all walks of life, all people, guys, men, women, kids, anybody. How can we help? I'll carry water. I can cook. I can bring supplies. What do you need? And they came and they helped. Whatever they could do, they would help. Then there were people from all over the country.
Through my own pain that I felt, and fear and vulnerability that I felt for my children and for my grandchildren, I needed to do something.
It's good to see everybody here. It's good to be able to support Drew and the Center for American Values.
There is an action one can take to not only give something back to somebody, but to heal oneself, to help. Because being of service is something that is always going to be healing.
And I can't think of anything better than doing something that you help people and that you love yourself. Firemen, police officers, teachers, nurses, doctors, all those people that are interacting with the public on a daily basis. You're changing the world little by little, and that's a very fulfilling career.
Summer of 2019, I got a letter, and it went like this. You don't know me, and I don't know you, but you saved my grandpa in 1969. My mom was born when he came back to the States because of his wounds. My mom was born in 1970, and I was born in 1991. And last week, my wife and I had a baby boy.
The recipients represented our fathers. When I look at my dad, when I look at my father, when I look at another soldier, when I see that soldier, I see my father.
And these stories, these faces on the wall, these guys are all gone. They're all gone, and that valor is with them. So who's gonna tell that story? Who's gonna remind that 13-year-old kid, you're next?
You know, you just have to set the example and try to do the best you can.
It's not about you. It's about those that you are with, and because they don't have the microphone in their face and they don't have the camera on them, doesn't mean you can't talk about them.
The medal is faceless, it's nameless. I'm just the one that was selected to wear it.
That was my job. That was my job. We don't leave no one behind.
Anybody that comes through here is going to be inspired the same way that I am when I look at every one of these recipients that are my friends or have been my friends. They're my heroes.
My hope for you, my prayer for you, is that you will keep this center alive for hundreds of years after you have gone by the deeds you perform today.
What we inherited from our founding fathers is not something that we can give or sell away. We have a duty to preserve that for our children and children's children.
People in Pueblo and in parts of Colorado and other places take it for granted. It's always going to be there. And I hope it is. But it's one of those situations that its operation depends on support, and I think a lot of people, when they see something that nice, they assume the government is doing it. Of course, the government is not doing it. It's for private donations that keep it going, and I'm hopeful that survives us. I mean, it's here forever.
Well, we're proud of it, and our core values, honor, integrity, patriotism. I know those are important words to you. That's what we based it on. I mean, it's hard to get away from those three words meaning anything other than something positive.